Thank you very much, Professor Rausch, and members of the distinguished panel. Students, you are very close to my heart, and in fact, but because of time constraints, I've decided to simply abandon what I really wanted to say to you this afternoon, and I promise you that I will find occasions in which to come and dialogue with you in a more intimate type environment for a longer period of time, in the interest of time. So just a few closing remarks, and we'll be geared towards you rather than the budget. First of all, I want to say on behalf of the University of Trinidad and Tobago to thank all those who were responsible for organizing and youth for participating in this annual post-budget debate. I'm very convinced from what I've heard from the platform speakers and the few questions that you had time to ask, that we have achieved the desired objective of this post-budget debate. The intention was, in fact, the UTT post-budget debate is unique, just as UTT as an institution in this country is unique, in that if you look at post-budget debates, and we have many, many of these debates, it's geared towards the economists, right? The sociologists, etc., the social scientists. We have decided that we will focus our post-budget debate on what? The young people of our nation, the future leaders of our nation, because this is where the transformation is going to come from you. And that's why we have decided to do that. And I've said that next year, our post-budget debate will involve representatives from the secondary school system taking the platform. Because we at UTT believe in nurturing minds and changing lives. And that's why UTT, as a National University of Trinidad and Tobago, has in fact designed programs that are going to address the weaknesses that we see emerging in our society today, and is reflected by many of our speakers. And what we have done today, in fact, is selected speakers from each one of the growth poles. And you'll be hearing that term a lot, right? The growth poles, right, of our society. And we at UTT, in fact, have developed, or in the process of developing, programs in each one of these growth pole areas. And you have heard about it. I wanted to go into details and show you how this is going to affect your future, but time does not permit. But what is most, this whole session today could be a complete failure if you, when you leave here, continue the debate, to question things. How many of you question things when you hear it? Or do you accept it as a sponge, just soaking up as empty vessels? So I want you to go, when you leave here, to start the dialogue among your friends on any aspect of our national development that you could talk about, and start circulating, using the social media to communicate your ideas. Do you do this kind of thing? Well, I want you to, when you leave, all the points raised here, I want you to continue the dialogue. Involve your teachers, involve your parents in it. And so this is something very, very important. If you don't do that, then what will happen? We end up with a decaying society. Because, and I firmly believe that if, and let me just put it this way, and if you, right, an individual or community or society that is not informed ends up as a decaying individual or community or society. So you have to constantly keep yourself informed. And today, on the flick of a mouse, you can be informed of anything that's happening in the world. And this is what we are trying to do here, to keep you informed, to start it. And we hope that this will be a learning experience for you in a very positive way, and that and was one of our presenters. I think it's Dr. Santana, I may be wrong. No, not Dr. Santana. One of them mentioned about the movement from an agricultural society up the stream to an industrial society, to an energy-based economy, and into a knowledge-based economy. And I just want to tell you that you are today living in a knowledge society, in a knowledge economy, and you have to be prepared for that future. A generation today is only, how many years is a generation? When you hear of the generation, how many years do you think of? Come on. Is that the way you respond in the classroom? I thought you shout out to your teachers. 20 years. I know that's a typical answer. To their generation, I will tell you it's only 3 to 4 years. That was mentioned here. That's a technological generation, right? And the minister pointed out very clearly that, therefore, the types of jobs that are required in today's and tomorrow's market are constantly changing. It's not the traditional type of job. And what we have is a large number of underemployed people. We have a lot of people who are going through, secondary education, the tertiary level education, etc., right up to the postgraduate level, but yet still they're considered underemployed, all because we're not considering the rapid changes which are occurring in the workplace and the rapid advances in technology, and therefore you have to be critically aware of this. And UTT is very aware of this, and that is why we involve both the academic component, and as Professor Liverpool said, and the training aspect combined in our programs. So to better prepare you for the future, and you have to constantly retool yourself and see education as a continuing journey. And we at UTT want to partner with you to help you chart that future so that we can bring about the desired socioeconomic transformation of our society. So I hope that this debate here will spark something in you, and just not simply go back and as another experience. You came here because your teacher said you had to come here. Otherwise it will be a futile effort. We want you to go back, and if all of you here can go back as a catalyst, and you now talk to those who have not been the good fortune of being present here, and you start the dialogue on all the topics that you see there, and let it move throughout the society. And I'm sure you have friends all around. We can bring about the desired change that we want in this society in the shortest possible time. So therefore, I abandon all the sort of reflections on it because in the interest of time. And again, I want to thank you very much for coming here, and you will be actively involved next year, right? And we hope to see many of you in the sixth form coming to the University of Trinidad and Tobago. We'll want to welcome you with open arms, right? And we want you to enjoy the experience of a new type of education at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. So thank you very much.